This is number 2 in a series of restoration. In the first video, we did an assessment. We found out what the damage was to the quilt, and I had probably preemptorily taken out all the quilting. Normally, I think that you would do that after this restoration step, unless you had to take out quilting to do the restoration, and then it could probably come out either before or after doing the basting. But here we are, and we're going to now repair the damage to the fabric itself. So I am using, I don't have that guy in there. I'm using Pellon Easy Steam. It's a two-sided affair, where the great thing about it is there is a grid on one side, so quilt being geometric, we're going to be able to cut out on the grids more or less to get what we want. The back peels off pretty easily and you get this sticky. The tough thing about this is it's hard to get this front part off when you're done with that. I found that a little bit of poke with a picker makes it a lot easier, but it's also easier after it's been attached to the fabric. Okay, so we've also got an iron and a press cloth. I like the white press cloth because it's not going to add any color, and we're not going to have any hiccups or boo-boos or what have you. So I've taken this piece here and cut it out in a kind of a triangle. I need to trim it here and kind of top there, and then that's going to fit right in there. If you can see that. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm going to move the camera. So it's going to fit right in there. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and take this backing off and insert it in there. There's a couple ways to do this. It's whatever you're comfortable with. But this is, when this back comes off, this is now sticky. You can put this inside here. I would start that first. Put this inside here and then sort of peel it off backwards if you're comfortable that you're not going to do any damage down here. Or you can just peel it off and then insert it gingerly. Let's see what we're going to do here. Get this started. Maybe not. I'd have to just stick it in there. That's what I'm going to do. Now it's inside there, and it's a good size because it's not going to be outside the boundaries. And tough to catch that edge. It works when you're not on camera. I think I've got it. Find the weak spot. Pull it back. Okay. There it is. Okay. Can you see it right there? It took a little bit. That's horrible. So we're going to peel this back now. I'm going to press down on the bottom so that it wants to adhere to the fabric that's in there. It also is going to want to adhere to me, so I'm just going to have to be careful. Take my time, and there it comes. That went well. Now I'm going to flatten this out, and the very next step then is to iron it. I've got it on my cotton setting. I'm going to put down my press cloth. Press that in there. And it's 5 to 10 seconds, so we're probably there. Pull that up, and now you can see where I have a more integrated unit here. It's at least pressed down. And so we're going to continue to do that for these spots here. One thing I want to caution you about, this is easily done. I can put that down. But when you get to something that's really tiny, like this, I want you to see this little divot here. It's just in the edge. Can you see it? And I'm too close so my camera's not focusing well, but it's just a little spot right there. I'm not going to try to open that up, put anything inside any of that, because when I come back and do the final quilting, I should be able to get enough coverage on that it won't bother that at all. Okay, so that's how you do that. Again, you can use stitch witchery, which is a little bit, it's just, it almost looks like elastic on a roll. You can get it that way, and you can put it out in strips, and you can kind of do a process with it. But I'm going to go ahead and do all these other ones, and then let me just do one more with you. And you can see that it's just a quick little two-step process. Well, not always quick. So we have this piece here. We're going to pull off the backing that looks like freezer paper. And this one's pretty open. If I'm aiming right here. That one's all opened up, so easy to get to. So we're going to put this down. That's just super easy. It's kind of like, it's just there for us. Pull back this backing. Is it going to be nice to me? We're going to find out. Kind of trying to scrape a corner of it. There, and that came off pretty easily. Pull that back. Kind of bring this over. And with this print, this is not a solid, so I want to, as much as I can, it's like matching wallpaper. I want to match that up so that when we're done stitching it, you are not going to see a big difference. Hopefully you won't notice the tears so very much. Okay? All right, you do that, and then we'll do the basting.